Welcome back to Emulating Messi. First of all, I just want to apologise for the lack of videos the last few days. I'm currently away with work. I'm recording this before I go away and I'm going to schedule it to go up whilst I am away. It just means I'm not able to record because I don't have my proper computer with me and any facility to record, so hopefully you understand that. Now in this part I'm actually just going to be holidaying a couple of years, basically due to time constraints. It also means there's not going to be any Emulating Messi Extra episode today. So Emulating Messi Extra episode 4 will be for the next part of Emulating Messi, where I'm going to holiday another 2 years to the age of 28. But in this part today, we're holidaying until the age of 26. So I'm going to have a point where we look at them at the age of 25 and 26. Hopefully you are enjoying the series. Please smash the like button as ever. If you are, that'd be much appreciated. So we're getting to that point where the players are now in their prime. They've got past those youth phases where they've been growing into these superb world-class players. They're moving on in their careers, onwards and upwards for the majority of players, hopefully. So we'll have the same format as usual. I might show things in a little bit more detail because there's no Emulating Messi Extra episode today. I'm basically not doing it because I literally don't have the time before I go away. So sorry, but yeah, it takes a long time to record that. Those of you that have been watching them, they're about an hour and a half. So let's get cracking. You can see here there's a vast number of players with 200 current ability, and those of you that actually missed the last Emulating Messi Extra, you may have not noticed that Stephen Wolf Jr. has actually dropped down to 196 current ability. Remember, he was leading the way, the first player to get to 200. He's still an exceptional player. There's not really much difference between 196 and 200, to be honest. But that injury did seem to affect him, and he has dropped down to 196. So not going according to plan for him. Well, it is, but not quite to the same extent as some of these players who are just unbelievably good, you can see here. And the worst player is Renil Surya again and Joel Bayford. They're both on 143 current ability. They're both playing for decent clubs. Surya is in Spain now at Valencia, and Bayford is at Watford, I'm guessing in the Premier League. I'll just go scroll down so you can see the players that you're interested in, and just pause the video if you want to have a look at some of their key statistics. But as usual, I'm just going to compare everyone, highest to lowest, and that sort of thing, so we can see how all our players are getting on and who's performing the best, of course. But 111 players in this series. It's a marathon series. I'll probably be doing the same next time as well, and there will be another series relatively soon. I'm planning on doing these quite regularly, for those wondering. We'll have a look at world reputation, because Peter Polly is still the only player with a 5-star reputation. He has done really well in this series. He has actually got to 200 current ability in the end as well, after perhaps being blocked from reaching his full potential by Manchester City. But since going to PSG, he has been really good. We do have 2 players on 2-star reputation, Suyuka and Terry Fired. Both play for really good teams though, Real Madrid and Man United, interestingly. But let's go through and see wage-wise then. Howardinho still earning 400k a week. He's the only player to do so, and it's strange because he's still a world-class player, but his current ability is way off some of our best players in this series. Vestergaard and Johnny Darko earning 375k a week. The lowest is actually Surya on 13.5k a week, still a rich man. If you're earning that a week, you're still going to rack up quite a lot of money in your career, so it's not like he's going to die a poor man or anything. If we look at value, this is the highest value we've seen yet. Yuval David is now worth £68 million. Move aside Paul Pogba. If you want to sign Yuval David, it's going to cost a hell of a lot of money, probably like £150 million or something stupid to get him from Juventus. But look at all those players that are just worth over 50 million. There's so many under this amount. Look at this. The worst player is Naomi Inzgame's 850k. Possibly could be his contract starting to run out. That might be a reason why. But most players are worth over £10 million in this series. There's only a couple of handfuls of players that are worth under £10 million. And like I said, there might be an aspect of contracts running down at some of these as well. Moving on to international caps, we're almost at the stage where we're going to hit the 100 cap barrier. And remember, they're only 25 years old. Elliot Kelsey for England and Daniel Carter for South Korea have 90 caps each. That is just truly brilliant for the age that they are at. Elliot Kelsey has been the best English player in this series in regards to caps. Hasn't got the highest current ability out of the English players, but still he's doing really, really well. Daniel Carter as well, he's scoring so many goals. Aidan Broderick for Ireland, Paul Saunders for Australia, all up there as well. If we look at the players that haven't been capped, there's only 2 English players that haven't been capped. It's Michael Davies and Ethan Rowe. Both, strangely enough, play for Hull City. We've gone through this before, but players that started at Swansea and started at Hull or have moved there really struggle, and I don't really know why, but they just don't seem to be able to do much for their nations. You can see here there's quite a few English players with just a few caps. England is the toughest team to get into. Jeremy Corbyn's actually got 8 caps for England now. If we look at goals though, Chris Reed has broken that 1-in-1 record. He's got more than 1-in-1. He's got 77 goals and 74 caps for Canada. Truly remarkable from him. We've got Daniel Carter as well with 59 goals, and this is a really good goal scoring record for England. Jack Osborne 40 in 49. Really good. Jack Cartwright 38 in 75 for Canada as well. Canada are just scoring so many goals in this. It's crazy, really. We don't really need to look at youth caps anymore because that will have ended. All-time appearances. Stephen Wolf Jr. is the only player to have made more than 400 club appearances in his life. Despite getting a pretty severe injury for half a season, he is still leading the way with that. Chris Harris and McGarry not far behind though. They should break that very soon. Vestergaard though is the first player to score 200 goals in his career. 204 goals in 376 games for the Norwegian. He has been really good in this series. 200 current ability as well, remember. If we're just looking at appearances, it won't show everyone for these, remember, because some of the leagues, it seems to end early. For example, in France and Germany, it seems to move to the next season by the point that I holiday to. But you can just see a few things here. Paulo Montreira has been fantastic in the last few seasons for Atletico Madrid. Assist-wise, Messi, Lionel leading their way for Barcelona as well. Average rating-wise, Haraldson for Man City doing really well. So I'll holiday one more year. We'll look at things in a bit more detail. I'm going to have a look at the World Cup first as well to see. Oh, I haven't looked at the World Cup, in fact. Let's look at the World Cup now. What happened? England won the World Cup. I already knew that. I'd had a look. I'm acting surprised when I already know. They beat France in the final. You can see there. Unfortunately, I can't see the match for whatever reason. I can't see the details. But yes, England are world champions with that star group of players that we have. And I've had a sneak peek at some of the goal scorers in the World Cup games. It's quite interesting. We can look here on the right hand side. You can see here the first game they drew against Denmark. Daniel Jordan, our incredible English centre back who plays for Chelsea, like the new John Terry, got an equaliser really late into that game. Then in the game against Jamaica, we've got Raheem Sterling still playing for England. Jack Osborne scored, and there was a Michael Hector own goal. Then against Senegal, Jeff Golding, who doesn't really have that many caps for England, 3 goals in 9 games for England. He scored in this game. In the second round, they then beat Ireland, one of the best teams on the game. Now, Pancake scored for Ireland, but Howardinho, Jack Osborne scored, and there was an own goal as well. Then in the quarter-final, Jack Osborne, another goal for him against Chile. Semi-final, Jack Osborne once again defeating Germany. But the final's really interesting because the 2 goal scorers, Alex Newton and Jeff Golding, players that haven't got really that many caps for England. Alex Newton, that was his first ever goal for England in his 5th cap, and he scored in the World Cup final. I don't know why they played him, but they did, and he scored. He was managed to be Premier League top scorer whilst at West Ham. He's been consistent. He's scored lots of goals. He's not the best striker for England, but he helped win the World Cup. It was actually Jeff Goulding that got the winning goal. So 2 of his 3 goals for England in his 9 caps have been at this World Cup, but quite a remarkable achievement for him. This is the England team at the moment. You can see we've got all 3 of our goalkeepers in there, Max Springer and Max Spinger. Springer has actually got more caps now. He's overtaken his arch rival, his clone, Spinger, 39 caps to 29. Mark Paul's managed to get 5 caps under his belt despite competing with these guys. But if you look, Spinger actually has the higher current ability, 190. Springer's only 182. But they seem to favour Springer. Maybe he plays a bit better for Chelsea compared to Spinger playing for Spurs. I don't know, but I mean, you've got John Stones in there. We've got Simon Wakefield, one of our players. Who else? Ben Kearney, the best right back on the game. Elliot Kelsey, Howard Dinio, Stephen Wolf Jr., Jack Osborne, Liam Ferguson in the England team at the moment. He's actually only got 3 caps, but he scored 2 goals in that. Jeff Golding's in there as well. We don't even have Alex Newton, one of the World Cup winning players who scored one of the goals in the final. There's just so much choice for them. I guess they just pick the players that are in form. So I've holidayed until the age of 26, which is where we're going to be ending it today. You can see there the top players. Still lots of players on 200 current ability. So I don't know if there might be a couple more that have reached 200 since the age of 25 actually. Stephen Wolf Jr. has gone back up to 199, so he is recovering. He could get back to 200 on this. But first of all, let's look at World Player of the Year, because there's something that has occurred. World Golden Ball. Look, last season, Ben Kearney won it, whilst at Arsenal, Daniel Jordan was second. What an achievement for these two players. Ben Kearney, 60 appearances for the right back, 7.72 average rating, was actually a bit lower than Daniel Jordan, but he won on the points voting, as you can see there. Thomas Lamar, the only real life player in there. And then this season, just gone, Stephen Wolf Jr. won it. Despite, his current ability dropping off slightly, he put in the performances to enable him to win World Golden Ball. So we've had 2 winners. Brilliant news for these 2 players. 2 of the best players of the series, quite clearly. Good to see Daniel Jordan up there as well. Daniel Jordan, probably the best centre-back we've seen. World Player of the Year, Daniel Jordan won it last year. So well done to Daniel Jordan. Ben Kearney second, so those roles were reversed for that. But look at this, Rui Couto, the Portuguese player that we produced, managed to win this one in 2023. He's a player that started on 125 current ability, remember. The same with Haralda or Haraldsson, finishing second. Then Stephen Wolf Jr. in third. But that is an incredible achievement for Rui Couto, who, his current ability, I don't know what his current ability is now. We'll have a look in a second. But potentially, he had a -10 rather than a 200. So he's done really, really well, as has Haraldsson to finish second, the Man City Icelandic player, and Stephen Wolf Jr. finished third. So it's good to see a bit of variety. It's often the same winner of both the World Golden Ball and of World Player of the Year. Rui Couto actually finished third in World Golden Ball as well. I forgot to mention that. World Team of the Year the last 2 seasons. We've got Ben Kearney, Daniel Jordan, Howard Dinio, Sam Morris, Messi Lionel, Jack Osborne, Mark Paul's in there. Despite being third choice England keeper, he's the sub keeper behind Neuer on this list. So Mark Paul, you might be feeling a little bit sad that you're not getting into the England team that regularly, but you did get into World Team of the Year, so that is some achievement. We've also got Lionel Messi, who is actually out of the team with Messi Lionel replacing him. Obviously Lionel Messi is getting on a bit now. Andreas Egg as well, the German. And then this season, we've got Haraldsson, who else? Rui Couto, Lee Gamble, Stephen Wolf Jr., Marcus Gran, Ben Kearney, real variety of players there. Messi Lionel in there as well. Neymar's doing really well on this save, as you would expect. A real life player doing really well. But really good stuff. Rui Couto is actually on 199 current ability, but the only player to actually get to 200 current ability that started on 125 is Haraldsson. So well done to this Icelandic player. Remarkable achievement. Yuval David, also on 198, has done really, really well. Of course, we saw Messi Lionel get up there. I've actually done really well. I had a really slow start to this, and suddenly I come from nowhere. I didn't actually realise. This is the first time I've looked at myself for about 4 seasons. Obviously I looked at myself in Emulator Messi Extra, but not in great detail. And suddenly I moved to Bayern Munich, and then I've gone to Man City for 47.5 million. I don't know how that has happened, but I've done really well to suddenly get up there. The players are just ridiculous. Even the players, in the middle of this list are world-class talents. Even the players at the bottom of the list are very good players. Unfortunately, we've seen Ronil Surya move down to 140 current ability now. And the best goalkeeper, Kieran Burke, I think he's the only goalkeeper to get to 200 current ability. Plays for Ireland, exceptional stuff. We'll just have a look at the club situation then. You can see Arsenal got lots of players, Bayern Munich, Chelsea, Hull City, Juventus, Liverpool have got loads of players. Man City, as you would expect, have loads, as do Man United and PSG and Real Madrid, and Stoke City have a lot as well, and Spurs. So let's just go through and have a look. So wage-wise, who is the top earner now? Is it still Howardinho? It still is Howardinho, who's had a really great career at Manchester City. Lowest wage, Syria, 15 grand. Value-wise, Chris Reed is worth £70 million. Oh, the first player to reach 70 million. Crazy stuff. Plays for Real Madrid. No one's going to be able to sign him, surely. Lowest value, a few players here below 1 million now. I'm guessing their contract is running out. World reputation, still the only player to have 5-star world reputation is Peter Polly. But caps-wise, the first player to reach 100 caps is Daniel Carty. He's got 101 caps. Elliot Kelsey's got 98. Broderick's now reached 90. And there's still 2 players that haven't managed to get a cap. Ethan Rowe and Michael Davies are not bad players. I mean, in the current England team in real life, they'd easily get into that England team with 163 and 168 current ability. They're both worth. Look at how much they're worth. 29 and 32.5 million. It shows the quality of them. They are both players that would easily get in the England team, but their competition for places is just too high. Looking at Ethan Rowe and Michael Davies, it's just, yeah, they're obviously good players, as you can see there. Goals wise, Chris Reed has got 95 goals in 86 caps. Surely this time next season he'll be on 100 goals for Canada. What an achievement that is. Somebody had asked me to look at Canada actually, but this is Canada. They did actually get to the World Cup last time. They unfortunately lost in the group stage, but they did get through the World Cup. You can see the ranking is, that hasn't gone that high, but they've certainly improved during this series, which is good to see. Daniel Carter, 68 goals as well. He's had a really good career for South Korea, who are 20th in the world rankings now. Moving on to all-time appearances, we've now got Stephen Wolf Jr. on 464. He must have made a lot of appearances last season. Yes, 60 in fact. Chris Harris, McGarry, Johnny Darko, Vestergaard. Look at all the players that have broken the 400 barrier now. I'd imagine Stephen Wolf Jr. this time next season will be on 500 all-time appearances by the age of 26, or by the age of 27 as he will be. That would be an impressive statistic. We've also got 2 players that now have 200 goals. Vestergaard's moved on to 243 goals. But Paulo Montreria has also broken that 200 goal barrier. Despite having a slow start to his career, he has done really well. This is Vestergaard. If we just look at him for a little bit, you can see his goals to game ratio for Norway has been pretty good. Since moving to PSG, he's just scored so many goals. Last season 39 goals, the season before 43 goals in all competitions. And Paulo Montreria is just such an interesting player because of his slow start to his career at Madeira. Finally a really big team decided to take a punt on him, and since then he's not looked back. 47 goals, 35 goals, last season 39 goals in all competitions. He's just lethal, he really is. And we'll just have a brief look at this. He was top scorer out of the players that we can see. He was top scorer. And assist-wise, Rui Couto with 35 assists. You can see why he managed to win World Player of the Year, because of that record. I mean, that is truly sensational. He moved for £71 million from Benfica. And he's repaid that, to be honest, with 35 assists and 12 goals this season for Real Madrid. What an achievement that is. Harold Sumner of the top average rating though. So brilliant stuff. Let's just have a look at the Champions League and a few things like that. You can see Juventus won it this year, so we've got a few players in the Juventus team. Schalke won it last year against Chelsea in the final. Their top player is Juval David, who is just an exceptional talent up there. How many players do we have? Maybe a few of them have now moved on. I can't really remember how many. Oh, Ben Savage is in there. He's one of our players. Oh yes, and Nguyen as well, the American. So there's a few players in there. So well done to Juventus. They've won it 3 times during this series. Now the Euro Cup has been dominated by English teams. You can see Juventus also won it, but Tottenham, Man City, the last 4 winners. We've got Stoke reaching a final as well, but Man City seem to be winning the Euro Cup regularly. as do Spurs as well. If we just look at the Premier League, actually, you can see here the last two winners were Arsenal. Man United and Chelsea have been runners-up, and Spurs have been third place 2 seasons in a row. So Arsenal dominating, mainly because of all the players we've provided them with. They've just signed everyone, haven't they? Kieran Burke in goal, the best goalkeeper on the game. They've got... well, let's just look at this talent. Look at that. They've got 4 players with 200 current ability. Broderick, Gamble, Kearney and Burke. And then you've got some others. The Danish, Troels Blagaga, Joe Cozens, the Liechtensteinian, Daniel Tulip's in there. Peter File plays for them, the Faroe Islands International. There's just so many players that they have decided to sign, and they're just doing so well. It's just overpowering. Just look at the Spanish league. You can see Barcelona, Real Madrid, the last 2 winners. Top goal scorer was Chris Reed, then it was Paulo Montreira in the league. Portuguese Premier League dominated by Porto the last 2 years. Serie A, as you would expect, Juventus have just been dominant, apart from that one blip in 2019. And Ligue 1 has been won by PSG every single season. There's no point even turning up in this league, to be honest. German First Division, the Bundesliga, last 2 winners have been Bayern Munich. They've returned to form. Dortmund have returned to finish in 2nd place every year as well. And finally, Celtic have dominated Scotland. They've won the league every single season, as you can see there. Celtic have a couple of our players. Kieran Dixon, I think he's one of ours. Let's just have a look. Yeah, Kieran Dixon and Nami Insgames play for Celtic, helping them win the league multiple times. So we'll end it there. Things are starting to really spice up, actually. Players are now winning the World Player of the Year, Golden Ball, Champions League titles, World Cup now. England have managed to win the World Cup with all these players in their team. Players are still improving, still getting better, still scoring more goals, and they're only 26. They should be, in the next 4 years, just being at their best, at their very best, and destroying everyone, especially these players at the top of this list with 200 current ability. I'd hate to face all of these players in a match. It just would be devastating. But anyhow, thank you for watching today's video. Like I said, there's no emulating Messi extra today. The next part will be out in the next few days, and that will be them at the age of 28, and there will be emulating Messi episode 4 when they are 28 years old. So I hope you're looking forward to that. Please hit the like button if you haven't done so already. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I will see you very soon.